How many people did worlds for this game? No one? Amy, it's okay to do worlds. I did worlds. You don't have to do worlds. It sounded like we ended up doing it on the basis of the same thing. Okay. But anyways, let's talk about this. So we have the 6 people. Obviously, we have the 2 universities. It says that 2 photographers at each of the 2 graduation ceremonies. So you have to have 2 at each, right? At least. Exactly 6 photographers are available, but not all have to be assigned. That means we're going to have an out group, right? But they're not saying that they are definitely out either, so it's not like we can put a slot in the out group. We don't know how many are going to go in the out group. Maybe no one goes in the out group. But that is a possibility. So this, unfortunately, is not our traditional in-out game, right? If it were just S&T, this would actually be a lot easier. You always have to keep thinking to yourself, wait a sec, could somebody go out and not even be a part of this and not trigger the rules? Okay, F must be assigned together with H to one of the graduation ceremonies. So F, H are together, and they're going back and forth between S and T. So they'll definitely be in. L and M, if they're assigned, it must be to different ceremonies. So when does this rule matter?
If they're both assigned.
If they're both in, right? So yeah, so if one of them goes out, we don't care about this rule. If the other one goes out, we don't care about this rule. If they're both out, we don't care about this rule. So really this rule only applies on this side of the board, and it says L and M can't be together. Now, unfortunately, well, maybe we can, but I couldn't think of a way to turn this into a positive rule, because you can't say that, well, L is on one side and M is on the other, and they're going back and forth between S and T, because they could both be out, or one of them could be out, right? So unfortunately, I just left it negative. Did anyone come up with anything else? Okay. If G is assigned to S, then L must be assigned to T. So if G is in this group, then L is going to be in that group. You could do this as in-out. You could say if G is in, then L is out. But I think that could be confusing since we also have an out group. So I would just use this visual representation here. If K is not assigned to T, then both H and M must be assigned to it. Now, you could write this as if not K in T, then H and M, that's fine. But I just ended up converting it directly to a positive rule. So if K is not in T, where is K? It's in S, or it's out. Now it turns out that, did you guys figure out whatever about T or K? Yeah, it can never go in the out group, right? That's the problem. But I initially wrote it as, okay, well, if I got K here, then I have to have H and M. And if I have K over here, then I have to have H and M. So this visualization can help you make one inference. Do you guys see it? It has to do with G. What's up with G in this situation? Who can't go together?
K and G in S, because then it forces M and L.
Yeah, if G, G and K go together in S, then notice L and M would be together as well. So, and that would violate this rule. So you're never going to see these two together in S. Question? Now, one other thing we could add to this rule, I don't know, unfortunately I kind of drew my diagram high up here, but if K is here, then you're going to have M and H and F, right? Because that has to go together. I guess there's enough room here. Okay, so that's really what's going on. I wish I would have drawn this down further. That's really crowded. But in any case, at this point, I said, okay, are there any floaters? There aren't any floaters. We have all the variables in play. Can we turn negative rules into positive rules? Already turned this negative rule into a positive rule. This rule, I'm not too sure how to do that. The next question is worlds. Now, I think one obvious place to look for worlds is FH, right? Because FH only has 2 options, and it's going to fill up 2 of the slots. Part of the problem with this is, though, that if FH is here, that doesn't necessarily mean that k is here or there, right? That would be a false contrapositive. So I was like, ooh, but if we knew where k was, then we would know where f and h is. So I thought, okay, either k is going to go here, here, or here. But as I was playing these out in my head, because it's not like you just draw these right away, right? You kind of got to think, like, would I know more stuff if I did this? If you put k in the out group, what ends up happening? Just imagine that this is like you're trying to test this out in your head. If k goes there, what has to happen? Katie? Yep. So these three would all be here, right? So you'd have, right now, how many variables do you have on the board if k goes there? 3 plus k, right? That means you only have 2 more. And who are those variables? G and L. And if G and L went there, that would violate this rule, which says if you have G here, you have to have L over there. So if k goes out, you're going to have a problem. So then, I think that kind of made me excited. It's like, oh, there's only 2 possibilities. K is either here or here. It's kind of like this. So I just jumped ahead and did the worlds. But I don't know. I mean, I think it's a toss-up. Most of us do not do worlds. If you do the if questions first, you're going to save yourself in that regard. But in any case, if you do the worlds, one option is to do ST. Let's see. I don't want to run out of space here. But, well, anyways, okay. So ST, 1, 2, 1, 2. Either k is going to be in S, or the other option, ST, k is going to be in T, right? Now, of these 2 worlds, which one is easier?
This one.
Yeah, this one, right? That's going to trigger this rule right here. So then we're going to go ahead and put F, H, M in here. Who's left at this point?
L and G.
L and G. Do we know anything about them?
Oh. L has to go in S.
Yeah.
If G goes in S, it forces L and T, which violates the M and L separation.
That's right. If you put G here, L would have to go here. That's not good. So this has to be L. Where does G go?
Could be in T or L.
It could be in T or L. So G is really going back and forth here. So let me just split these up. That's my out group. Okay, now over here.
Question?
Yes.
So why can't you put G in S and put L and...
Yeah, that's a good question. So what happens when G is in S?
No, L out.
Oh, put L out?
Yeah.
Oh, what was this? This is M, right? Well, the problem is if you put G in S, right? This rule says that L has to go in T, so you couldn't put it out.
So if you put G in T and put L out, would that work?
Oh, put this G right here and then put L in the out group? No, because there's something about this group. Do you remember the initial rule?
Has to have 2.
Has to have 2.
Oh.
Okay, this is going back to this, which is why we put these 2 slots. We're saying, hey, I got to fill up at least 2 of them, maybe more. So I've got to put something there. There's only 2 options left, G or L, and G's not going to work, so it's got to be L. And so that world is pretty complete. This world, not so much. Can we make any inferences here? Amy?
Probably not the most efficient, but I kind of did 2 more subworlds, and it turns out one of them.
Oh, okay, wait. So did you split this into 2, or did you split it into 3?
I split that into 2.
Okay, on the basis of?
F and H.
Yeah, that's a good idea. There's only 2 options, right?
You can fill one for
FH
them.
is either here or FH is there.
Yeah.
So if we go ahead and do that, I kind of took some shortcuts here because I didn't leave room for my outgroup. But let's go ahead and do it anyway. So we have another option. By the way, one thing to take into consideration when you're debating worlds is also how many questions are in the game, right? The fewer the questions, the less likely this whole investment up front is going to be beneficial. But this game it just does a lot, right? How many does it have? 2 plus 5, so 7. That's a lot. All right, so in both cases, though, you're going to have k over here, because this is a subworld of that one. And yeah, you're right. You either have FH here or FH over here. Okay. Can we take either of these worlds any further? Okay, what are you thinking about the bottom one?
We would have to have 2 on the left.
Yep, we have to have 2 in S.
Can't be L and M, so G has to be one of the spots.
Okay, it can't be L and M, that's right. They can't both go together, so you gotta have G in one of these.
And then that implies L has to go with the other 3.
Yep, so then L comes over here.
And then M.
The M is the only thing that's left, so GM.
But L could also be out, right? No.
No.
Oh,
No,
it's GL,
not in this
yeah.
case, because G is gonna force it, yep. Okay, now, up here, can we go any further?
I do.
Okay.
Maybe you can.
I don't know, let's think about it. So who's left at this point? Whenever you're stuck, just ask yourself who's left.
G, L, and M.
GLM, right? We need somebody here. Could it be G and L and M go out? Yeah. Could it be L and M and G go out, or G goes in at that point? Could it be M? Yeah, as long as G doesn't go over here. Yeah, there's a lot of options. So let's just leave that as it is. Can you guys see this one? I know it's kind of low. Sorry about that. All right. So with that, let's go into the questions. So question 17, what's the easiest rule to apply here? FH, yeah, just like, okay, do we have FH together? That's going to get rid of B, right? What's another easy rule?
LM.
LM, yeah, they can't go together. That's going to get rid of C,
C.
right? Excellent. Okay, what's another easy rule?
GL.
GL in S, right? And that's going to get rid of A. If you have G in S, L can't be there. All right, now we're going to have to go to the complicated rule. K, right? But what do we know about K? If it's in S, then you have to have FHM. If it's not in S, the rule doesn't exist, right? It doesn't matter. So, do we have K in S in the last 2 answer choices? No. Do we have it out? Yeah, in answer choice D, K is not there, right? Which we've actually figured out can't happen. But either way, if you say, okay, if K is in the out group, then I have to have FHM in T, and that's not the case in answer choice D, right? In answer choice D, you have GL. Sound good? All right, so cross that out. Left with E. Is that what you guys got? Yay. All right, 18. If H is assigned to the same ceremony as L, which one finally must be true? If H and L are together, we're not looking at this world. We are looking at this world and potentially this world, right? So these 2 right here. What's true about both of them?
K is in T.
K is in T. And notice that's answer choice D. Okay? 19 skip, 20 skip, 21. If exactly 4 photographers are assigned to the graduation ceremonies, which one finally must be assigned to S? If we have exactly 4 assigned to the graduation ceremonies, we're not looking at these 2 worlds right here, right? These have more than 4, so we're looking at this. Wow. Well, we already tried to like make more inferences here and we couldn't, so this must have the answer. Which one finally must be assigned to S? F and H, and notice they only give us one of them, so we know we're on the right path. The answer is A. Are we okay with that? Okay, questions so far? You guys are just nodding. It sounds like it makes sense. Okay, so 22, skip, 23, I would save that for the very end. Okay, so 19 we skipped. Which one finally could be the complete assignment of photographers to S? Well, we've already seen several options here. So, could we have FGHK? Nope, that's not possible for any of these. Here you have FH, but notice K is over there. How about FGH? Could we have FGH here? We put L over here, right? And put M in the out group? Okay. Answer choice B. Which one of the following is a complete and accurate list of all the photographers who must be assigned? Okay, well, this one right here has the least amount of photographers, and it has these three. So you know you need those three at least. And that's B. All right. Questions on that one? Are we wondering, worlds would have been helpful. We're not doing any work anymore. We're just like talking about this stuff. Not saying you didn't have to do worlds. Unless you did it really fast.
Yeah.
Right? What was your time? If you want to say. 10:42. No worlds. So definitely not necessary. 22. Which one of the following cannot be the complete and accurate, or cannot be the complete assignment of photographers to T? All right. So we already have some examples here. What is another way to get to this answer? How did we get to this without worlds?
I just diagrammed each of them like kind of quickly and as soon as I saw.
Wait, did you end up diagramming all five? You didn't diagram all five.
No, but like.
Until you got to one that didn't work.
Yeah, just like as soon as I saw like a way it could be broken or a way it was too strict. Like,
Yeah. Oh wait, are you talking about 23 or are you talking about?
Oh
20?
yeah, sorry, I thought we were.
No. So for 22.
Oh. What did I do for 22? I don't think I diagrammed them all.
Well, if you're not sure what to do with this situation, you can just start diagramming because it's not necessarily the case that you're going to end up going all the way to E. But if you take a look at answer choice B, FHKM, what happens when K is not, oh no, sorry, this is actually for T. So if you have both A and B have 4 in T, right? Which means what about S?
The other two have to be.
It's going to be determined, right? And so that's not necessarily a problem for A, F, G, H, M. Where do we have that? That's this actually right here. You can put KL there, that's no problem. But for the next one, if you have F, H, K, M all in T, who's going to be put over into S?
G and L.
G and L. And that's a problem with this rule right here, right? So that's one way to get to that answer. So the answer is B. But anyways, 23. So what are we getting rid of? We're getting rid of this rule right here. And one thing we know about this rule is it only matters when K is in S because K being out is never an option, right? So let's start going through these. The correct answer, or the wrong answers are going to be what? Do you guys remember?
Too strict or too.
Yeah, too strict or too lax, right? It's like a new regime coming in. It's either imposing too strict of requirements or it's not. Where it's allowing people to do things they couldn't do before. So answer choice A, what makes this wrong? If K is assigned to S, that's actually, is that so far so good or bad?
Fine.
That's fine, because remember, we don't care about K being out. So if K is in S, what happens? H and M cannot be assigned to that ceremony.
Cannot both be assigned.
Cannot both be assigned to that ceremony. So what's going to happen to H and M?
They could either both be in T or they could be out.
Well, H would have, yeah, I mean, you still could have actually H and S as long as M isn't there. But even if you thought that H and M then were not in S, H would have to go to T because it's in one or the other, right?
Yeah.
But where would M go? Could it go out? Maybe. So this one is too weak. Answer choice B. If K is assigned to S, so far so good, L must be assigned to that ceremony. If L is there, is that going to force F, H, M to go here? Not necessarily. It definitely sounds weak. Answer choice C. Do you remember the translation for unless? What does unless mean?
If not.
If not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is actually just a verbatim replacement of this rule. If K is not assigned to T, then both F and M must be assigned to that ceremony. What's the only thing that they made that was different?
Switch F and H.
F and H, which are basically logically equivalent of each other, right? They're the same. They're like married. So that's that. Are we okay with this? Was anyone tempted by D or E? Okay. Questions on this game? Okay. Reactions? Easy? Hard?
Hard.
Yeah, this is a hard one.
Yeah.
Time consuming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long should it?
I think this is anywhere from a 10 to, I mean, possibly 13, but 10 to 12 minute game. Yeah. And even with worlds, I think it goes a lot easier, and you are gonna get them right. If maybe, I mean, not that you wouldn't get them right without worlds, but you can be more confident that you're getting them right. But even with worlds, the worlds take a while to set up. Amy, do you have any sense how long it took you to set these up?
No.
I think I looked down, and it was like 4.5 to 5 minutes. That's a decent chunk of a game, right?
Wow.
Yeah, but if you keep making progress with your worlds, in other words, they're filling up, then they're probably going to pay off, right? So you just have to have faith in that investment.